Okay, let me open my board. I want to talk about subnetting and give you one example of subnetting and a few things. Then I think I'll stop from there. Okay, my pen. I'm gonna talk about subnet. And if you have a question with my calculation or you don't get anything just like yesterday, please feel free. Hope you can see my board now. Subnet. We have defined subnet before as that division of a network into subnetworks, but that one is an layman language. Subnetting or dividing a network, that is, it's defined as that procedure, the procedure of dividing a single class A, B, or C network into smaller networks, into smaller pieces. That is the ideal definition of what we call subnetting. Procedure of dividing, the procedure of dividing a class A, a class B, a class C, IP address, or network into smaller pieces. That's what we call subnetting. And we only do that, we only divide that under classless, of course, to achieve what we have said before. So before I divide my network, there are 4 things usually put into consideration. You don't just wake up and divide a network. The first thing you usually consider, and I think I'll list a few of these down. The first thing you consider is how many subnets are needed now or right now. How many subnets does this person want? So the first thing is how many portions, how many pieces, how many divisions, or how many subnets are needed. If you then say, okay, we have 9 departments, I need 9 subnets, or I have 6 departments, I need 6 subnets. That's one thing, because the dividing is not the same way. It depends. In short, I can call this on factors to determine how you subnet a network, or factors to consider when you're designing and the subnetting a network. So ya kwanza is how many subnets. Ya pili is how many subnets can be needed in the future. Ya kwanza ni how many subnets I need now. Okay, there are 3 departments, I need 3 subnets. There are 4 departments, I need 4 subnets. What about the future? Yeah, that's something you can approximate. I can say a school has 5 departments, but in future, I think you'll need 3 departments. Just something. But they're usually in the powers of 2. So sometimes, in most cases, there's no way you will find an exact number of subnets. Let's say, okay, in the powers of 2, nataka 5 subnets. How will you achieve that with powers of 2? You can't. If I pick a 2 to power of 1, that is 2 subnets. Is 55. If I pick a 2 to power 2, those are 4 subnets. I need 5. So that will force me to pick what? It will force me to pick a 2 power 3. Let me write them here. I'm saying subnet usually is in powers of 2. That is 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4. Ikienda hivyo namna hiyo 2 power 5, 2 power 6, 2 power 6 the last one. 2 power 7 mwanzee, wewe umechukua the entire thing. When hapo you're talking about a class D or a class E type of IP address, that is up to 6. So let's say nataka could divide into 5 subnets. What am I gonna pick? 2 to power 1? No, those are 2 subnets. 2 to power 2? No, those are 4 subnets. So that will force me to take a 2 power 3, which are simply 8 subnets. That means consider what they have now as 5, and of course kuna zile addition umeongeza juu ya 3 extra. That's what I'm talking about, future. Let's say kuna shule inataka kuchukua inataka 9 subnets, 9 subnets. Nikichukua 2 to power 3, 2 to power 3 is not 9, 2 to power 3 is 8. So I'm still missing 1. And I can't get an exact 2 to power something to get 9. So I'll be forced to go to 2 to power 4. Those will be 16. Those will be 16 subnets. So nitakuwa na my 9 subnets and extra 7 future subnets. If you want something like 14 subnets, 14 subnets, you can't get with a 2 to the power 4. You can get with a 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 5 is 32. So 32, that means I'll have 32 subnets. I only needed 14. So I'll have 14 subnets, and for the 32 minus 14, that one is, I think, 12, not 12. 32 minus 14, 18. Yeah, 18. Those are 18 subnets for the future. You can see pia zinagrow zikikuwa more. So hivyo ndio huwa zinafanywa. So that's the first consideration and the second consideration. Then the third thing you need to consider is host. How many hosts? How many hosts? And how many hosts in terms of the largest subnet itakuwa na host wangapi? Of course, hizi department hazina same number of people. Kuna department wako wawili, kuna wengine wako 6, wengine wako 10, wengine wako 20. Now the largest one, the largest department iko na watu wangapi wenye watakuwa wanatumia the network? Or in terms of devices, that is now host. How many hosts does the largest subnet, the largest department, because I'm comparing in the school, how many hosts does the largest one iko nayo? That is as per now. Then the last one, the last consideration you do, you take, how many future hosts does the largest subnet itakuwa nayo? Let's say tukianza, the largest subnet, let's say in department ya administration, iko na, let's say 20 something host kwa administration. Then tunapiga hesabu kwa the future, tunasema again, let's say the future utaongezeka kama 5 ama 6. That's approximation. So depending na pia institution mega. But again, those are usually in the powers of 2, and usually in a depend na the number of subnets. The more you divide a network, the lesser it will have host. If you divide my network into 32 subnets, itakuwa na host wachache sana. Actually, ikisema wachache, I mean 6 hosts. If I have 32 subnets, that is 6 hosts. So nikisema each department, let's say, let me give you a real world example. There is a school. Okay, ziko na subnets mingi. Then kuna subnet moja ya library. Library kwa tuna station moja. They have more than, I think, 30 something. I think that 32 subnet wanatumia. So that means in that library, they can only have 6 hosts. That is 2 to the power 3. That is 8 minus 2. They can only take 6 hosts. Let me do it here. 2 to the power 3. Because 2 to the power 5, remember 3 plus 5 ndio itakupatia hiyo 8. 8 for one octet, eh? But inaongea in terms of a class C. 2 to the power 3, those will be minus 2, this will be 6. But kwa library utapata more than 20 people, what they have phones and laptops and they want to use that network. So how do they achieve? Usually, they wana achieve hiyo by creating a private network within that library. So let's say your subnet ilikuwa inatumia 172 class B thing. So ukikuja kwa, but of course class B inachukua kubwa kiasi. But for a class C type of IP, itachukua only a maximum of 6 per each of the 32 subnets. If you go to a class B in different kidogo. Actually, those will be, if I have 32, hiyo itachukua mingi sana. Itachukua more than 200 and something. But if it's a class C, namna hiyo, it will pick this one. So what you need to do, you create another private network within that. Kwa hizi 6 host, unaweza amua uchukue host moja, host moja akuwe router na define network ingine. So hii inaingia hapa ni one host, one network ya huko, ya subnet. Hii imetoka huku is a different new private network. Hivyo ndio unaweza achieve. Najaribu kuexplain hiyo ndio tufike mahali pa napiga calculation and I can only have 6 hosts, then it's like, na nikikuwa na wase 50 nitafanya aje? That is the solution. But again, this solution I'm going to show you that one in the Cisco simulation tool, tuone aje Tujaribu kuweka 6 na tuweke wa 7 tuone itaachieve aje. Okay. Kama umepata hizo those 4 consideration, I think I'll use an example. Let me pick an example. Let me pick a class C, because ni class C inakuanga tu ngumu. Hizi zingine is much easier. Class C is a little bit difficult because we're used to /24. So wewe ukinipea /26 surely or a /28, I get stuck. Let me use a class C. Let me have the same IP nilikuwa nayo before. It was 193. 193.0.0.1. Hapana, nimeandika vibaya. It's not .0.0. The IP is 193. It was .1.1.0. That is the network. It's a class C. So nikieka .0 ama niache, or you people get it. Then I put a /24. You know I am putting a /24. A class C, the first 24 bits are being used for network prefix ama network portion. Okay, now this one is it's an IP for a company network. Now this company wants to divide their network into, let's say, 5 subnets. 5 subnet. So nataka 5 subnet. Kumbuka hiyo ni consideration moja tulikuwa tumepiga. Then they are telling you that okay, hatuna watu wengi, but wakikuwa wengi, the larger subnets should have something like 25. 25 host. Kama watakuwa computer, 25 computers. Kama watakuwa my employee na their devices, namna hiyo. So hiyo ndio information pekee wamekupatia. That is the IP wanataka kuidivide 5 times ama into 5 subnets, na the largest subnet itakuwa na wase 25. Your work is to divide this network, and you're supposed to give them IP address ya each subnet. Waambie hii subnet iko na hii IP from here to here. Hii iko na hii from here to here. Then uende mwenyewe ufanye configuration. Okay. Let me begin from where nilianzia the other slide. They want 5 subnets. Ndio. Tumesema 5 subnets zinaenda in a powers of 2. So nikiweka 2 to power 2 si nitakosea. That is 4 subnets. Sitakuwa nimeconsider the future. That means the only one that matches is 2 raised to the power of what? Of 3. Up to there, I think we are clear. So that means this will be what is up in 8. These are 8 subnets. Remember, in powers of 2, so I can't have an exact of 5. 2 to power 2 is lesser. The next one is better, 2 to power 3. It's giving me 8 subnets. That is the 5 that I'll have, and extra 3 just in case in future waseme tuanzisha department nyingine ama tuanzisha another separate network, they'll have what to use. Okay, fine. We have that one. So nikikuja, so that means in my net mask, I'm adding what? I'm adding 3, but let me explain. Inasema nikiadd 3, you will not get it. In Classful, tulisema if this is my IP, in Classful tulisema inakuanga divided into 2 parts. Tuko na hii moja inaitwa network portion ama network ID. Hii ingine ni ya host. That one we said under Classful. Very clear. And sometimes it's usually called a 2-level hierarchy IP. It's another name, but anyway, Gina is Mantisan. Iko kona sioni check. In classless, ama in subnetting, we have something we call a 3-level hierarchy. In a 3-level hierarchy, what we do, because you are subnetting a network, remember, subnet, divide a network, you're not dividing a network. How divide network like this portion, network portion? Una divide the host portion, so that the host portion equal na something extra, we are calling a subnet number. Eh? So nikienda to a 3-level, still same division. I'll have 3 portion. Eh? Hii ya kwanza ya network iko. Ya host inakuwa divided into 2. The first one is what we call the subnet. Eh? Ya kwanza ni subnet. Inafuata ya mwisho, hii sasa ndio inakuwa ya host. So in short, this one itazaa hii na izaa hii ingine. Those two. Hope you're getting them. And in our net mask, huwa tuna represent the network prefix by only counting the ones, that is kama in binary. Also subnets, we only count the ones. So kama hii, this one is a class C. I'm having a /24 and I'm dividing into 5 subnets. That means I'm only dealing with the last octet. And in the last octet, I'm saying that 3 bits are going to represent my subnet. Why 3 bits? Because 2 to the power 3 ndio itatupatia subnet C tunataka. So hiyo ni in short ni kusema tu the 3 bits are going to be used for what we call subnet ama subnet number. So kama hii 3 ndio zitakuwa zinatumia for subnet number, that means when I'm dividing this network, it will change to 193.1.1.0/27. That is 24 plus 3. Where is that 3 coming from? 3 is coming from calculation ya how many subnets nitakuwa nazo now and in the future. So this is the new net mask inakuwa nayo. You can go ahead and write this one in binary and convert in decimal if you want, but anyway, there's no need. Eh? I've told you in CIDR, ukiweka /27 umemaliza hiyo kazi, move from there. Okay, sawa. Have I divided my network yet? Nope. I've only drawn the lines, boundaries too, like, okay, I'll have 3-level hierarchy. The first one is already known as 24. Imebaki ya mwisho, it will be 3. So 24 plus 3. Nimeonyesha tu boundary peke yake. So my router knows that this network 193.1.1/27 kuna subnets. Boundary ya hizi subnets, let's jump into it. Okay, sasa tumemaliza hiyo first portion. Twende kwa host. Wamesema they can only take the largest subnet itakuwa na only 25 host. Kama mimi nimechukua the 3 bits nikaziongeza huku kwa subnet, that means I'm only left with what? How many for host? Only 5. Let me write them here. Nimechukua hiyo 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Nishachukua hizi 3 kitambo. So hizo 3 they will never be under host. They will be under subnet number. So tumebakisha only 5 bits for network. That means allow a maximum of 2 to power 5 host minus 2. Those are how many? Those are 2 to power 5 is 16, 32 minus 2. That is 30 host. So each subnet itakuwa inachukua 30 host. Wangesema the maximum number ya nini yenye tunaweza kuwa nayo ni each subnet itakuwa tu wase 10 peke yake. If there are 10 people, I can go with that 2 to power 4. Si ndio? That is 10, itakuwa na addition ya only 6. So that each that is 16 minus 2, that is 14. So that in each subnet I'll have a maximum of 14 for the 5 subnets. Kama wako wengi sana. and that means your network ukidivide into 5 lazima hiyo namba ingie. Okay, now I have this question. And allow me to explain something before I ask that question. Okay, tutajuaje subnet ya kwanza inaanzia wapi? Is it starting from 0? Is it starting from 32? Is it starting from 96? Tutajua inaanzia wapi. How you know where it starts from na penye naishia? That one falls under the number of host ama the number of subnet. Those two zina determine. But ama ni explain, let me explain. Acha ni explain kwanza, then nikimaliza you'll get what I mean. Okay. There'll be 8 subnets. Hiyo tumeona. A maximum, that is. They only need 5, but we'll have 8 maximum. They only need 25 hosts, but we shall have a maximum of 30 hosts. So that means subnet ya kwanza, subnet 1, where is my word again? Subnet ya kwanza itakuwa na this IP 193.1.1.0.0/27. They'll be running from there, so up to 193.1.1.1. Really, those are 4 already. 1. So hiyo mwisho inafaa ikuwe 32/27. I know someone is like, wait, where's the 32 coming from? Tumesema only 5 bits are being left for host. No, that is 2 to the power 5. That means kama tunazipanga zikiwa 8, zitakuwa zinaachania a difference of 32. And why 32? Because 32 is the maximum number of hosts tunaweza kuwa nazo. So there's no way inaweza kuwa lesser ama more. Ni host wana determine. So department ya kwanza watapewa tu from 193.1.1.1 up to 193.1.1.32. Wakifika this 32 or 31. 31, that is, not 32, sorry. Wakifika 31, subnet ya kwanza imejaa. The second subnet itaanzia hapa 32 iende up to 63 or 64 will be the last one /27. Sijui kama mnaona venye mnapanga. So this will be the first subnet, itakuwa the second subnet. The third subnet will have 96 if I'm not wrong. The fourth one from hapo itakuwa ngapi? 96 plus 32, 108. 108 hapana bana. 128. The fifth subnet itakuwa na ngapi? Ongeza tu hapa 32. 10, 1, 160. Hope naandika vitu iko valid. The sixth one ongeza hapo 32. Ikuwe 190, 192. The seventh one watihesabu wana mimi imefika hapo nakata. The seventh one nikiongeza 32, that will be 224 and that will be the last one. Ama nimehesabu wapi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. This was 1. This will be 2. This will be 3. This will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Nianze kwa kaunti ya 1 hapa chini, supposed to be there. Those will be 8. Na zime specify na hiyo 32. Why? Because tutakuwa na 8 subnet na pia number of host pia inazigawa namna hiyo. So by doing so utakuwa umesubdivide that network. So wewe utakuwa unaenda kila department ya kwanza, of course you give it a .0 ianzie .1 hapo. Hiyo ya pili you go from 32, ya tatu from 64, hiyo ingine from 96 And you have that one on your design and on paper, so there's no way you can get confused unless unataka tu kuwa confused. You can't confuse. By accident, niende kwa one of those department, and let's say the router they are using, niipatie IP ya subnet ingine. It won't accept. Why? Because najua you don't belong here. That IP is invalid in this subnet. Because in this subnet, I'm only taking between 0 and 32. Na wewe uko na 64. Mimi sijui 64 ni ya wapi, haitoshi hapa. That's how it will be. So guys, that is subnetting in very few words and in a very simple way. Tungekuwa na enough time, we could have gone ahead in that Cisco simulation tool na tufanye. We do actually this same example. Tutengeneze network to divide. We can use that one of 6 hosts. Tuone tukieka mingi, tukieka wrong configuration, how does it respond? How does it behave? But I'm guessing that one we shall have to do it on Monday because I have another class on Monday. Plus you check your email, right? Sasa najua na deal na nyinyi na huko. Sasa kituma angalia meetings za every week zimejipanga siku gani saa ngapi. So ikifika hiyo siku plus nilikuwa nimempatia link kwa pia na zituma na huko iko tu kitu one way. So check your class, make sure uko na link pia. Namna hiyo. Sijui kama kuna mtu ako na swali na hii subnetting. But I'm not saying this is all for subnetting and CIDR. We still have one session to do it. Plus kuna notes pia in case you don't get it. So ukiwa na swali, you can just ask me. If you can't speak, unaweza andika kwa chat pale. Before I leave you with one task, tukikuja next time, shall be comparing how you people have divided a network. Okay, as I wait for those questions, I want to give you people a challenge. It is not in your assignment. It is not in your assignment. Let me just okay. We have a 192.1.108. That one is a public IP. Dot 116.0/24. Now I want you to divide this network into 3 subnets. Into only 3 subnets. And each of these subnets only have a maximum of only 8 hosts. Having that, go and try it out. Ikikataa, tutadila next time tukirudi. Ikikubali, well and good. So what I'll be needing from you is zile nilikuwa nimeandika hapo za mwisho, the IP for each subnet. The only 3. So come list here each of those 3, the subnet. Sidhani kama nikiona kitu ingine. We have another meeting on Monday. I'm even surprised watu wengi wako wanajua kuna hii. We have another meeting on Monday, same time, 8 p.m. So ujipange. And I hope you're starting to umeshaanza your project 1. Kama you have a problem using draw.io, I think there's a video under week 1. You can simply go and check. Then ukimalizana na draw.io, I think ni next week, week 4. Week 4 mtakuwa mna submit that drawing. You submit that drawing, then you go ahead to the simulation tool to create the simulation of the same network. Then week 5, submit. After week 5, I think we shall have a break of around 3-4 days. Then we begin on week 6. Now the other course, but itakuwa inajicount from week 1 again. When you watakuwa make it, I think those 3-4 days, we shall talk with you tuone kama unaweza ngangana mbele ama you accept a 1 week or 2 week bonus before moving to the other group. After we are done with these 5 weeks, you are going to meet now the other team. Okay, notice once you log in, yenye imeandikwa red team, group A ama group B. What I know is your red team. Your friends are doing blue team, but blue team is just easy. Actually, how walianza this week. They're only taking 3 weeks, then they join you. Kazi yao si mingi sana, yenyu ndio mingi. You are the hackers. They are the defenders and protectors of a system. So mazee ujipange, and these things if you don't get it, please make an effort of knowing it. Kuna note pale, kama uelewi note, you can still contact me ama you can still contact your instructor. Then kulikuwa na issue ya, though not all of you, under week 2, a few of you wakisubmit assignment haikubali more than 1 MB. That has something to do with your account. Waliniambia they're checking out, I think by Monday it should be good because deadline next week Friday. Kwa site hapo, those who are working on things, endelea kufanya mazee. Push ka grade yako juu wewe tuko mbaya. Na pia kama ujue kuna navigate pia unasema. There's a tutorial on how to navigate on that thing. I think your link iko wiki 1. Kama sijui nilituma kwa group. But I know there's a link somewhere of how to navigate that web application. There is a desktop application kama utaki kutumia browser. There is a mobile application. Simply they'll ask you for your site domain. Site domain ndio pentestgroup.modulecloud.com. That is our site domain. Ukiweka hiyo itakuuliza of course username na password unaweka, itakufungulia on your mobile phone ama on your desktop. Otherwise kama unapenda browser sawa. Browser gives you advantage, iko na more features than application. Application haina notification, haina messaging and notification. Browser iko na. Ukiwa na application, messages zipate kwa email ama enda kwa browser. So I think ni hiyo tu, so I don't have a lot to say. Nilikuwa na ngoja swali but I'm not seeing any. So tupatane on Monday, same time. Can be different places, but who cares anyway. Kuna kitu nilikuwa niseme kweli nimesahau. Hapana. I don't know, hizo tu. Alafu ni, this is just for me. Please, if you don't understand, ama if I'm too fast for you, ama hizo notes ziko deeper sana uelewe, please ask. I keep repeating this thing because once tukifika week 6, the other group ndio utaanza kugundua haya. If you don't understand what is a class something IP, what is a NAT, shida inaanza kugrow pole. But ni sawa, kama mko sawa, we keep it up. Hakuna swali? 1 more minute for question. Okay, sawa basi. Sawa. So it has been real. You guys are really cooperating. Mulianza mkiwa wengi, 15. You are down to almost 11. Masijui ni 10. But anyway, ni sawa. For us, it was never the number. For us, it was whatever you people are getting. So until next time, that is on Monday. Piga weekend yako mzuri and you keep it real. Adios.